we have my sister, Kayla here. She doesn't want to be on video, but she might poke her head in here and there. So
But you'll definitely hear from her.
you'll hear from her. She's right here.
What does that mean?
She's right beside me.
Okay.
And ready?
No,
Stop doing that.
Oh,
doing
sorry.
that. Okay, can I start off with what I was talking about last week was the Japanese show. It's actually called If My Wife Was an Elementary Student.
Creepy.
It was so good. It was don't judge the book by its cover kind of
Well,
show.
go ahead and watch it. I just found it creepy.
It's about dealing with domestic violence, with loss, and accepting life and seeing a positive in life. Okay, I'll finish with that.
Speaking of violence.
You know what? There's an anime called My Little Sister Can't Be This Cute or something, and apparently it's like, I don't know what it's about, but it's like really weird.
There's an anime called My Little Sister Can't Be This Cute.
Yeah.
That's
so
even creepier than my daughter's junior high school student. Or whatever
Why?
you
I
do.
hope that's normal.
Well, the one you just mentioned.
My wife,
Yeah.
not your daughter, your wife.
That's just weird.
Sorry, not your wife. His wife. I don't know.
That's weird. But you know, speaking of domestic violence.
I remember you used to threaten us. Okay, for background, I didn't grow up with Kayla.
Yeah.
I literally left the home when I was 16.
15.
No, but you and Alia used to push me in a closet and lock me in there so I'd cry for you guys to come and help me. you like console me after.
When you left home, you were 15, and how old was Kayla?
How old were you?
What's 15 minus 9? I was
6.
guys, yeah.
I left when you were 6. No,
Well, 7.
well, I left.
in Saudi.
No,
I left 7
I
in
left
Saudi.
16 when I was 16. So Kayla was 7. So I didn't really get to experience. I only got to experience 7 years of living together with you.
Yeah, and I wasn't really like conscious then.
Well, you were conscious, but you weren't
I
Yeah.
didn't have thoughts.
No, you just, when you look back, you were just young, so you don't have a lot of memory, let's
Can I
say.
just be funny?
You could try.
Okay. I don't need to.
Yeah, so I asked Kayla, or we asked Kayla to join the podcast because she is in high school, and I am not in high school.
Really?
Yeah. And I thought it would be interesting to talk about so I'm a Gen Z, Kayla's Gen Z, but there's a almost 10-year age gap between us. So I thought it would be interesting to have a more Gen Z.
Well,
Gen
for
Z
example,
join.
when you speak to me, I know what you're talking about. When Kayla speaks to me, sometimes about words she uses at school, I don't know what the hell she's talking about.
Like what?
Like, Habibi, what did you say?
Oh, solo poly, hijabi, amputee.
What does that mean?
It was like people. I don't know how to explain it. Just if they're like, it's like an image, and then it's talking about like what a solo poly is or something.
What is that?
Yeah, what is
I
that?
don't know what that is either, but it's just funny because
Okay,
no,
stop.
because on videos like
Okay.
the caption is like me when I'm in a diversity competition, but my opponent is a solo poly hijabi amputee or something. It's just
I don't know what that means, but what does Yas Queen mean?
I don't know. I don't use that.
What
Wait,
do you-
I at least know what that means.
What do
It's
you-
when you're like,
You're
yeah,
cheering someone on.
when you're cheering.
Why don't you
them
say,
on.
oh, that's freaking awesome. Why do you have to say, Yes, Queen?
Okay, well,
It's
I
to
feel like you say
uplift.
it more than I do.
Well, I probably have said it more than I ever want to in this one minute
No,
stretch.
also I like with
So,
NCA.
what do you say that I probably don't know the meaning of?
I don't know. I don't say things
Yeah, see, we're
like
not so
that don't
different.
have meaning. No.
Huh?
I don't say things that you don't understand.
Well, sometimes you do. When you're with your friend, you say something, I don't know what you're talking about.
Like what?
Like when I say rad.
No one
That's
says
right.
that.
But yeah, I don't either, but I used to.
You know what I used to say?
That's worse.
Thebomb.com.
Okay, you're disgusting.
What does that even mean?
Like that's
Cool.
yeah. It was thebomb.com. I remember
Well, look,
seeing that.
every generation has their own words that they use and say. Some stick around, some don't. And
Well, like gag me with a spoon.
yeah, like that. Right? And so some of
Gag me
them,
with a spoon. Yeah.
yeah, so some of them turn into sayings, some of them turn into idioms, some of them go away real quick, some of them stick around. I don't know how society determines which ones stick around, but I just find it interesting. Right? So I think part of it's because you guys are watching that TikTok crap all the time. and they have the stupidest titles and the stupidest subtitles. I don't know what, and it's just stupid, right? But that's what you talk about, and I say stupid a lot.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, it is stupid.
We were talking about you growing up with me, but not really at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How was it? How was it like knowing you have an older sister, but then she left the house when you were 7?
Well, I don't know, because I didn't really talk to you. Low-key, like.
We didn't really have a relationship.
No.
I was
Yeah.
like, we
'Cause
did.
then, no, because when we'd go on vacation, you'd mostly hang out with Elliot because I was too young to understand anything.
Plus, I actually had a relationship with Elia for 13 years.
16.
But you still do. But I'm just
Well,
saying.
because she was 13.
Oh, my bad, guys.
So for 13 years, I've had a relationship with Elia, but I only had a relationship with you for 7 years. So, and then like our age gap is so big.
Mm.
And I also didn't want to interact with you and Elia
Oh,
much
thanks.
because y'all would fight all the time.
Do you remember the last time you pooed your pants?
irritating.
We're not gonna talk about
No.
Oh, okay.
That's because Elliot was really annoying. You know, she used to lie all the time when you're younger, and then it'd make me mad. Maybe that's why I get mad easily now.
Do you know what's crazy? When
Egg
you're
issues.
when you're
Yeah.
0 to 5, you poo your pants all the time, and then when you're
Yeah.
5 years from death, like 90 to 95, you poo your pants all the time,
Where is this going?
and you wear diapers.
Well, you do that a lot now.
I don't do that now. I think my point here is that you talk about things, you talk in a way that I don't understand sometimes, and so I will talk in a way that you don't understand.
So what
So I
were
don't
you
want to do that.
what were you like when you were 16?
What did I do? So my friends and I, we played a lot of basketball, a lot at school, outdoor, indoor. We played road hockey, at least up until I think junior high. We played road hockey all the time, out on the street, all of us, all the time. And then when I turned back when I was 16, you could get a gun license at 16.
Now it's 18, right?
Now it's 18.
Yeah.
But back then you could get a gun license at 16. So my friends and I, we all had guns, and we would go out to his acreage and just blow stuff up. We would just shoot stuff and blow it up.
Didn't you make
We don't talk about that kind of stuff,
okay.
but I may perhaps have blown up a few things.
Uncle Burke
But-
did worse, though.
But so we would go and we would just like nothing bad. We wouldn't shoot things we weren't supposed to. We would shoot skeets, and we would, you know what skeets are, like the clay pigeons,
Mm.
and we would just shoot targets. But when I say blow things up, what I mean is we would take, like, sometimes we'd go to Safeway and say, "Can we have all your old rotten pumpkins or fruit?" And then we would take that stuff and set it up out in the forest and blow it up. And then it's a biodegradable target, so nobody cared,
Right.
right? But we would do that a lot,
That sounds like fun.
like
That
after
sounds
school.
like that sounds like a movie.
Yeah,
You
like
wouldn't-
we'd load up the car with all the guns. There'd be dozens of guns in the car, and we go to school, and then right after school, we don't take them in school. You get in trouble. But at the time, it wasn't like today, right? So even if we opened up the trunk and had all the guns in, like, as long as you don't take them out and wave them around, nobody cared.
Mm.
And so then we would take them all, and we would go like out duck hunting or whatever, or deer hunting, or blowing up stuff, like shooting fruit stuff. That's what we did all the time. 16, 17, 18.
I think just listening to that, it sounds so fun. So I had
Well, we weren't inside.
I know. Like you got to hang out with people.
Yeah, we hang out with real people outside.
Yes. And I think we already touched base in the previous podcast. I don't know if I released it. I don't know if that's the scratched one, but there's you hung out with a lot with your own friends in high school, and you went out all the time. Fortunately, because I went to a boarding school, I got to experience hanging out with friends all the time as well.
Yeah.
Actually, more than you, because I would actually.
Well, you
I
were
was-
lived
I
with
would-
them,
I
right?
would live with them, yeah.
Yeah, so they're always in close proximity. Same as my friends. We all lived in the same
Yeah.
block.
And hanging out with your friends constantly and getting to know them and having that hardship and seeing the ups and downs and experiencing that together really brings you closer together.
Yeah.
And which I think your generation got to experience in the generations before that, just because there was no technology. And then now, Kayla, she's on her phone all the time.
That's because
Well, let me give you an example. Right?
What the-
Let me give you an example. right? Okay, go ahead.
No, I can't hang out with my other friends because we're all busy trying to get good grades and studying. I know Dad wasn't doing that.
Why don't you?
That's true. But let me give you an example. So around my neighborhood, we were outside so much that everybody knew kind of who we were. They might not have known us by name, but they knew who we were. So one day, I was riding my mountain bike to my buddy's house, and the brake cable broke, and it went over the tire, and I flipped, and I knocked myself out, broke some ribs,
Oh, I remember the
got this big
story.
gash on my chin. I was laying in the middle of the road, right, in the summer. I knocked myself out, and people drove by. They kind of knew who I was. And then my buddy, my one of my friends' dads drove by, and he's like, "What happened?" Because I
People
was
just left you on the road.
well, it wasn't that wasn't that crowded.
You said people would like.
No, they drove by.
Why?
Everybody drove by. When people drove by, they would stop, and they kind of knew who you were. And then luckily, my friend's dad drove by, and he knew who I was, so he helped me get home and stuff. But the point was, it's not like nowadays that nobody doesn't know at all who you are, even your next door neighbors. Back in my time, the people kind of knew who was in your neighborhood, right? Even if you were several blocks away, because you're outside all the time.
No, but that was in Saudi. We did that too. Cause do you remember every single day after school I'd go outside to the playground
Yeah, but
and
you're in
I'd go
a
out there for like 2 or 3 hours.
yeah,
And
but
then
you're in a
go out there.
compound, right? You're in a small area where everybody, right?
Yeah,
But in
but
a
we
big,
knew who everyone was. Like.
it's so
Oh,
similar, so same, maybe similar, yeah. So that makes me feel sad that you guys don't get to experience that,
mhm.
unless we lived on a cult compound somewhere.
Are you happy with that though? Are you happy with just technology and just?
No, for some reason the parents are really strict, so they can't hang out outside of school. Usually, it takes like a
Mm,
lot of hard work to like get them to hang out.
yeah.
Mm.
So I'm allowed. I can
And
go
you
out
don't
whenever
know
I
any,
want to.
and you don't know anybody around here that's your same age. They all go to different
Yeah,
schools, right?
yeah, cause they hate us.
They don't hate us. It's just different, right? We didn't have the phones. Our Atari. Do you know Atari?
Yeah.
Say, our Atari video games were fun, but you get bored after a while. Screw that. Let's go outside,
What's Atari?
right?
Like Atari Breakout, like the alien invasion game.
Yeah, that was old Atari.
I don't know.
And they're like not everybody
Oh, I
had
played
them.
on Google.
Not everybody. And my friend had an old Commodore 64, and for us to just play a video game
I don't know what
on
that
his
is.
Commodore 64, it took like 2 hours for the tape to go and load.
Oh,
We'd have to literally start it up and wait for it to load for like 2 hours, and then we could play one crappy game.
I didn't get to experience that, but I am one of the last. I'm the, I guess, like right in the between generation where I got to experience cassette tapes and VHS tapes.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
Cassettes?
Cassettes, yes. I
Oh.
remember putting them in the little car cassette thing.
Oh, that's because we had an old car.
And then I remember the VHS because we well we had a VHS in the house and then
Yeah, well, that
so I
went,
used
yeah.
that all the time too.
And then we bought the DVD player.
Yeah. Do you remember that mini DVD player? The mini
Yeah, I
DVDs
remember the mini ones.
or CDs?
Mini CDs, mini D. Yeah, yeah, I
Yeah.
remember them. They're a big deal.
Yeah.
And yeah, so just a little bit different. So growing up, we rode our bikes to school. Nobody ever drove us to school, even if it was -30. Nobody ever tried to kidnap people. You went to the park. If you came home before it got dark, your parents didn't get mad at you. But if you didn't, they were like, "Oh well, you'll be home soon enough." Like it didn't matter.
That was literally me in Saudi.
And do you know? My mom would say to me, and all moms said this, by the way. When the street lights come on, you come home. That was our signal to go home for dinner. That was it, or for bed. Can you imagine nowadays when the street lights come on, you come home? Nobody would say that. You'd either get a text or a phone call, but that was just our signal. So the street lights are on. I gotta go by.
That's what I did too in Saudi.
Yeah.
My signal living in Japan was the 5 o'clock music that
Like the bell, the
they
music.
blast. That was my signal, not all the time, but usually mom would say when that song turns on, you have to come home.
Yeah, so it's quite a bit different, right? And then I would I think there are pluses and well, there are no negatives to the way I grew up. But I think there are negatives to the way you have to grow up now, but I think that there's also a lot of pluses. So there's things you can do that I couldn't do that are really cool, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
So
wait. Now that I think about it, the moms would go outside in the backyard, open the door, and yell for their kids
yeah,
to
and
go
just
home.
yeah. But look, what can you do that I couldn't do? What are some things you think you can do that I couldn't do when I was a kid?
I don't know.
You don't know, do
You
you?
go first. Go and stop. You go.
I can't call my friends in different countries. Didn't know any.
There's, yeah, video calls.
Do you know how much it used to cost to call Edmonton to Calgary?
No.
$13.
Like $1 a minute.
Okay. You got me excited. I thought it'd be more.
$1 a minute. It was long distance,
Yeah.
right? Or to call Toronto or the States was even more. It's like $3 or $4 a minute.
International.
International, it wasn't even. You didn't know anybody international.
No, I'm talking about
Mom.
like mom. Like mom.
It wouldn't
They have
happen.
send letters.
Oh yeah, back when when your mom and I were first married, it cost a fortune, a freaking fortune to call Japan. Now it's free. You call on WhatsApp or Line or Apple or whatever.
Well, it's free. You have to pay the
FaceTime.
data or
FaceTime,
Wi-Fi.
whatever. But so I could do those things. Email, good luck. We didn't have, right? So you can do a lot of things in terms of communication, a lot easier. But you're able to communicate with people really far away and in diverse places. But you don't communicate with the people that are right in front of you.
You're connected, but you're not
You're
connected.
connected, but you're disconnected. Yeah.
That's a better way to say it. And talking about that and talking about technology, Kayla knows this, and you might know this, but you know those AI generated influencers?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think of that?
I think it's like. You mean like deep fakes?
Not deep fakes, like there's actual AI influencers.
Like the holograms? Like not the like.
Well,
They look real.
they look real, and they're just videos on Instagram or TikTok. Well,
Oh yeah.
I think that if you are going to use AI generated images to sell or I think that there should be disclaimers on those type of videos.
Yeah, but okay. So
For like if the image is 100% AI, there should be a thing on it, and it should explicitly state, just like on a pack of cigarettes, this is bad for your health. On a AI generated video or talk track, it should be explicitly stated that this is AI.
I
I
don't
think
know.
it should be law.
I don't know if I agree with that. Because whatever you see on screen is gonna be fake. There's gonna be filters, right?
Well, there's a difference
Just
between filters to make your skin look softer.
not just skin, but like the environment. Like people Photoshop all the time.
No.
People edit their videos. But I see where you're coming from. I see you saying you letting people know that this character or this person is fake.
Yeah, if it's a human form or voice, there should be a warning or a disclaimer, I think.
But why would you need to do that disclaimer if you're never going to meet them in person?
So that you can try and delineate what's real and what's not. Right?
I think for now,
And here's why, because the images of AI are going to get so good that you can, well, it's already happening. You can do deep fake porn
Yeah, that's what I'm talking
of an
about.
ex-wife or an ex-girlfriend,
Mm.
right? And so when algorithms figure out that this is part of a person's image is part AI or all AI, it should definitely have a warning on it, just like this image is partially or wholly AI. So just it's not real. It should be a
I know, but people, okay, I agree to a certain extent. Another part of me is hesitant because a lot of people are now, maybe not a lot of people, but people that love anime and people that love cartoons are falling in love with those fictional characters
that's my point.
and falling in love with AI.
That's my point.
Like, have you heard of that 13-year-old boy who unfortunately passed? Or not 13-year-old, I don't know how old he was. He unfortunately passed away because he wanted to be with the love of his life, which was AI.
So what did he do to himself? Kill himself?
Yeah.
Well,
There's a few
he's
stories
got mental
like
problems.
that. But what I'm trying to say is, even though people know, even though there's some people that know this is a fictional character, they fall in love with that.
But I'm saying,
But then there's a future in that AI gaining whatever consciousness is to express their feelings and this person to have a relationship with AI, which I think is becoming more of a thing because of how lonely Gen Z are,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So let me go back. So if
Give-
anybody kills himself, that's a tragedy, right? But I think also, well, I mean, you got to know anime's not real. So I mean, there's what's the point? But then there's other images that are so real you can't tell.
But there's a Japanese company, Kayla might know this. There's a Japanese company that created hologram.
Like Hatsune Miku or something.
I don't want that. What is that?
She's in like an idol or something, but she's a hologram.
Yeah, like hologram, and then it's like your hologram anime or whatever wife, and she wakes you, she wakes you up.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know what this is.
Yeah, so I get that.
What?
Okay, so you took
That's so
an so
stupid.
you but you can't take an outlier. All right. If you do a bell curve, the people that kill themselves because they fall in love with an anime character that they can never be, that's an outlier,
For
right?
now,
It's an outlier. Most people aren't that stupid. I hesitate to say. Most people, Hannah, it's just not. Statistics don't bear it out. They're always going to be an outlier. As tragic as it is, what can you do about it to prevent it from happening? Well, I don't know. Sick people are going to be sick, right? Mental people are going to be mental. What are you going to do?
Yeah,
Especially if their parents aren't paying attention to them, which is a bigger problem.
but I just feel like in the future, having a relationship with an AI is going to be a normal teenager thing.
like Rick and Morty.
What? What?
You know, like when he started, I think he started dating like a robot or something. Yeah.
I'm not, sure, maybe robots. Maybe that's like in the future, but I'm talking more like AI, like
Okay, but
screen.
like I'm thinking. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
fine.
okay, so explore that. So what? You got a relationship with AI. Who cares? So what? What's that? What's the problem?
Then, if you have a relationship with an AI, you now have a specific idea of what a friendship or relationship may look
Well,
like,
let,
and you become so comfortable with that that when you need to talk to a because this AI is now so customized to you that when you meet a real person in real when you meet a real person in real life that they're not custom to you.
okay,
So
yes.
you having that
Okay.
conversation and getting to know this individual instead of this individual solely focusing on getting to know you, I think people are going to have a hard time building relationships and understanding that if there's an awkward silence, that is a normal thing. But,
Here's the two
you
things
know,
that are going to happen if what you just said comes to fruition. Insane narcissism and humanism. That's it. Those two things. And those will destroy culture. They destroy civilization.
and I,
Because if you have AI that talks to you, okay, some men, oh, women, they're always complaining and bitching and whining and want money, blah, 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 blah. Some men will do that. So I don't even want a relationship with a girl. And then they get an AI girlfriend, whatever that looks like. Well, the AI girlfriend is not going to whine and complain because you stayed out too late or didn't work enough to pay the bills or didn't do the dishes, right? And so the feedback you're getting is always reinforcement of, or there's no negative reinforcement. You don't have cause to improve or change or argue or negotiate. All you're doing is getting a positive feedback loop to all your stupid behavior. Abject narcissism.
it is.
Yeah.
But I think it's coming.
It's
What do you,
already here,
what
Missy.
do you, well, yeah, but I think it's going to be worse. That's what I'm trying to say.
Well, right now, you have people in the world that
Mhm.
say, it is my right not to be offended. That is narcissism. And so that's only going to get worse. Number one, you don't have a right not to be offended.
Yeah, I don't agree with that.
Right, but that type of narcissism and self-centeredness is only going to grow if your only feedback loop is an AI bot that is trained to, you know, never argue with you if that's what you want. See what I'm saying?
Yeah. And you talking about narcissism, you might know more of this. You know those furries at school?
I don't have any furs at my school, thank God. But
Well,
there's, like-
I thought this so Kayla has been a little quiet, so I want to get her to talk. Tell us more about other schools, other high schools that are being accommodating to
yeah, at the
that.
school, like my designated high school, they had a litter box so people could go pee in there. And apparently they actually use the litter boxes.
Are they in the hallways?
I don't not at my school. My school only has like the weird. You know what happened at school? Dad already knows this. There's this foursome at school.
Sorry?
A foursome
Like sexual?
okay, not like that. No,
Oh, okay.
like there's like four people are dating each other. Like there's this guy. Okay, let's call him
Okay.
T. T's dating. What's her name? S. Okay, and P is dating A. And T was kissing S, and then like was like holding her neck or whatever. And he turned around and started kissing A, the girl. The two girls started kissing each other. And then,
Is this at school?
yeah, in the hallway, my friend saw it, and we were talking about it. Cause before that, we were seeing like, cause like P and A are together, but we saw like P holding S's hand or whatever, and like they would switch girls around, like they switched the girls, and then she saw them all in the hallway together. Like not without the one guy though, but like it was really fun. Like cause like us and this other girl, like these other girls, we were all talking about it and like talking crap about them.
Lunacy.
That's wild.
Anyway, wait, what were we talking about?
We were
Lunacy.
talking about like furries and schools accommodating
So that's narcissism.
to wild things.
That's narcissism, where you expect other people to to bend reality to fit your narrative. That's narcissism.
Yeah.
It's not even. It's completely subjective. Your desire to be a cat does not make it so.
Yeah.
But you demand everybody around you to call you a cat. No, not gonna
Like,
happen.
didn't your designated school have a person that only meows or something? Or was
Oh,
that
that's at school. Yeah, I think he said that like they only communicate to
Through
everyone
meows?
through
Well, if I
meow.
was the principal, I'm kicking them out. If you're an animal, you don't belong in the school. Get the hell out.
Yeah, I saw a video saying that we should allow to hunt them. We should be allowed to hunt them.
Jeez.
Is there animals?
That's
I'm not gonna
horrible.
hunt a cat, but
That's
whatever.
horrible.
Well,
So what does the school do about that? Does this person study and pass tests,
I
or
don't
what?
know what
Do
they
they just
do.
meow all day?
Some of
we try to
some
ignore
of it's.
them.
I'm sure some of it's rumor. It can't be that bad. If that actually happens, I can't see any adult going along with it. That's lunacy. Or the parents. That's crazy. I
Parents are
just don't
weak
understand
now.
that.
Why do you think
Yeah, parents are weak. You want to know why you girls are successful? Because I was clear about expectations, and when you failed to meet the expectations I told you, and
Like when?
huh?
Like when?
If you came to me and said, "Dad, I'm a furry," what do you think I would say?
Okay, I would never say that. I have I hold myself
Yeah, but what
to
do
my
you
own
think if you did? Well, what do you think would happen?
I don't know, leave,
Oh, you haven't been working for a year, and you're an adult. What do you think I'm going to tell you?
get a job.
Yeah, get a freaking job, right? Oh, Dad, can I borrow some money because I haven't had a job for a year? No, get the hell out. Go find a job. You know how many since I was 16, other than when I'm in school, do you know the number of months I've not had a job?
2.
4.
That's
In
close.
my in since so I started work at 16, and then other than not school, um, when I was able to work, including university, the number of months that I didn't ever have a job was 1 month when I was older, like 30s, 1 month, and then before that when I was in my early early 20s, 3 months. That's it. My entire life. That's it. And if you go long, if I went longer than 3, I would have gone crazy. So I just took a job. You know what it was? It was sanding hardwood floors. It was gross work. I didn't like it, but I needed money. So guess what I did? I went and did the job I didn't want to do. Right? Right. So if you came to me, Hannah, and you were unemployed for 9 months or 10 months and you were complaining about money, I would have no sympathy. Zero. So that kind of expectation.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But but you're not that type to sit around and not do that anyway. You'd go find work, right?
So far, yes.
So far.
But we know some people who just sit around and do nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right? Well, you got to get a job next summer, Missy.
Yeah,
Well, we don't need to talking about names, but yeah, you need to get a job, right? You'll be 16 or 17,
I'm 17.
right? So in the summer, you go get a job.
I'll be 17.
You learn how to work, you make your own money, and then your fastest way to becoming wealthy is to make your own money and invest it. That's it. Which is what I've taught you since you were little. Your best retirement plan is the income that you will make and save while you're making it.
Yeah, I remember when I was 10, you'd be like, Kayla, come here. And I have to learn about finances for like an hour, and I didn't care. But I'd sit there because I felt bad.
Do you care? What?
What?
Say that again?
Nothing?
You would sit there because you felt bad for me?
Yeah.
Don't feel bad for me.
Why? You'd be like, Kayla, no, let me teach you something.
And did you learn? No.
No, I didn't learn, but I was forced to sit there.
And now you look back and you say, gee, I'm sure I'm thankful.
Well, I wasn't then, and I'm not sure if I am now because I don't know anything that you said back then.
Well, I keep telling you the same things.
Well,
But
now
anyway.
I am, but not from the stuff that I learned then.
Oh, because you felt bad for me?
Yeah.
Yeah, why are we teaching a 10-year-old finance?
Yeah, like at the
Of course
kitchen
they're gonna be
table.
bored.
Yeah.
Dude, there are 50-year-olds that don't know anything about finance.
But that's different. They're 50.
No, it isn't.
She's
Huh?
10.
Yeah, and now look how much more she knows about most 50-year-olds at 10
And
or
what
16.
I know about 50-year-olds?
Ungrateful. You know what? You're not the weirdest generation. You're the most ungrateful
You
generation.
know who's weird? Gen Alpha.
I don't even know what that means.
Why? Why do you hate them?
'Cause
Wait,
they're so
stop.
annoying.
What's Gen Alpha?
That's the one below it. I think Avery's Gen Alpha.
Like what age below?
I'm gonna say 2000. I think it's 2000,
I don't know.
2013 to 2024 or something.
And what does that even mean?
So we're Gen Z, you're Gen X.
No way, that's right.
And then I don't think that's
I hate all
but
this
it's not right.
cubby holing of generations. I think it's stupid.
But
Why? I
there's
think it's like
Gen
kind of accurate though.
but there's Gen Alpha.
That's gay.
Because
I don't even
millennials
know.
are kind of weird, and then but their kids are Gen Alphas, and they're raising them. Like they're doing the
Yeah.
no, like they're not saying no to kids. They're doing gentle parenting.
Oh, from
That
2010?
was close.
That's silly.
Oh yeah.
That's silly.
Why?
I don't even know what that was. What that generation is barely old enough to even define what they are. Why would you put a label on them?
Because that's the
Because
year
that's
that
their
they were born?
generation.
Okay.
Like it's like zodiac sign, like Chinese zodiac
Oh
signs.
my goodness, I don't understand. You know what? Back when I was your age, nobody gave a shit about that. Nobody cared at all. What generation were you? Nobody cared.
Because
We
you
don't
guys
care
have
either,
that kind of
but it's easier to
information.
have the conversation if you're like, this is a generation. So then you have a grasp of, okay, between these ages is what we're talking
So
about.
silly. The only
But it
generation
helps.
cared about is the greatest generation. Do you know what the
Not
greatest
yours.
generation was?
No.
The generation that fought World War II and beat back the
Yeah.
Nazis.
Isn't that
No! That was the greatest generation.
So
Who's
there
the
is a
si-
generation.
there's a silent
The
generation.
silent something.
I don't know what you're talking about.
That was great, like
Boomers.
grandma's generation,
Like-
silent generation.
Yeah.
Like,
It was during like the Great
the
Depression.
Great
or
Depression?
something.
Well, yeah, nobody had a voice. It was depressing.
Oh, maybe that's why it was called silent.
It was depressing.
Yeah, because it was depressing.
Hence the
Oh,
word
sorry, guys.
depression,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Anyway, what was the point of
I don't
this?
know, I thought we were
Oh
talking
yeah,
about
you don't like
our childhood.
alpha. You don't like the alphas.
No, and also because like Sephora kids, and they're just rude
Dude,
in
dude.
general.
So
kids are
Sephora
rude now.
number one scares me
Yeah, I know.
when I go in there when I have to buy presents, and number two, Sephora scares me. I never want to go in there again ever. I
Yeah,
will.
but you found a really good smelling cologne. It smells like campfires and vanilla.
It's my bathroom actually for some reason. I don't know why it's in my bathroom, but
It smells really good.
Well, yeah, but I still had to go into Sephora to get it, and that was a death-defying experience.
I was literally with you.
I've had bears charge me.
You didn't know.
I've had moose.
Bear.
I've had a bear charge me. I've had a moose run at me. I've been stuck out in the forest at nighttime,
Willingly.
and not been as scared as I was when I had to go into Sephora.
Okay, I'm gonna change topics. How was it hunting with Dad?
And we didn't really do anything.
What do you do? Do you just sit there? 'Cause
Yeah.
Dad used to get mad at me all the time when we go hunting, but I was kind of I was used to that, so I didn't really care.
I didn't.
Oh.
Dad's never yelled at me when we're hunting.
Well, 'cause
I
we go-
listen.
Bird hunting and deer hunting is different. She would
No,
just-
even when we were bird hunting, you didn't yell at me because I would comply.
Whereas Aliyah, she wouldn't comply. She would just pick flowers. Do you remember that?
Yes.
I still don't remember it like it was yesterday. It was Kayla. I think you were too young, but you, me, and Aliyah would go out hunting. It was for deer specifically. I remember that, and we were in like a weird ditch thing. And then I was walking with Aliyah, and she started picking flowers. And you're like, come on, girls, let's go. And I was like, okay. And I would go, and then I would turn around, and Elliot's picking flowers while she's walking. And you're like, Elia, pay attention. She's like, I don't want to go.
I made her cry a couple times. I
You
feel
made her
bad.
cry, but then you're like, okay, you stay here and pick flowers, and I'll be back. And so you left Elia in the ditch.
Well, she
That
wanted to
reminds
pick
me-
flowers.
She was picking flowers.
When we were going, when was it? When you were quadding and you fell down like a little waterfall or something.
No, there was a ravine, and Hannah drove in.
You always fell. You're always falling down in the quad, bro. So,
Because I'm.
Yeah, but I've relaxed a little bit when
Wow.
I don't get that intense when I'm hunting. We just
not
sit
when
there.
you're hunting.
I used to get real intense, but I don't do that anymore.
But there's nothing to get intense about if you're just in the wilderness sitting down.
But Dad's hunting style now is different from when I used to go hunting with Dad.
Yeah, I would walk around a lot more in the old days. But now I've realized, I mean, I'm more successful just sitting and relaxing. And then, oh, there's a deer or whatever.
Do you remember that one time? Well, you weren't there when you went hunting and Buddy found the deer.
The dog found the deer that I
Yeah.
shot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good
That's
on
what I'm
him.
thinking about.
Yeah, and you yelled at him.
That was a long time ago. And yeah, so of course I don't take the
Bro did that with
I don't take the
Riku.
dog hunting anymore, but yeah, I remember those days.
Yeah, and then he went the opposite way.
And yeah,
Yes,
like,
I
And then
remember.
you yelled at
"What's wrong?"
him.
Yes, I remember.
And then he found it, and you're
Yes, I remember. But what we do now, just for anybody listening, so what we do now is we have our favorite spot that we go to, and we sit on a cut line, which is a line where all the trees have been knocked down by bulldozers or whatever. And so the deer cross those cut lines. And so, Kayla, we'll sit there for 5, 6 hours at a time. Sometimes we won't see anything. 5 or 6 hours, 8 hours for a couple of days, and then one day they'll just come out and you get them. It's about patience. And so you're just patient. Now you can walk around, and lots of guys do walk around and shoot stuff, find stuff. But I, yeah, I would just rather sit there. My knees can't take the mountain climbing anymore. It's especially hard. So I just sit there, and I'm successful. Almost every year I get something. So
Yeah.
not bad.
Yeah.
Just cold sometimes. It's cold.
It is cold.
Like if we go on Saturday, we're gonna be cold.
I know. So I have a little wool blanket.
Yeah.
But
Bring a
you're
wool
going
blanket.
Yeah.
That means we have to take my truck.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
have to get it out. It's still got summer tires on it.
Oh my god. I'm scared.
Well, I haven't changed the tires. Nobody helped me.
You
What's
asked
it
for
had
help.
your the jack and all that stuff ready for you?
Oh,
You
let's
said-
go. Bring it over tomorrow. I'll change the tires.
No, he had it ready for you like a month ago because you asked him.
I know.
Hey,
it's-
can I borrow it tomorrow? And he had it ready for you, and you never came. So Moots is like, can I put this back then?
Oh, well, bring it to my house, and I'll see if my truck fits in the garage, and we'll do it.
Did you guys see outside today?
No, what?
That's just really pretty.
Oh, it is pretty, the snowfall.
Yeah, on the branches.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It is
it is.
pretty.
It's pretty, but it's just cold.
Yeah.
So it's minus 16, which is 10 Fahrenheit. It's cold.
Yeah. It's chilly.
Yeah, so it's not fun, but I mean, we got December, we only have
won't be
we only
here
have
for a
5
month,
more
though.
months of this weather, so get used to it.
February's the worst. That's when it
But
hits
we're not gonna,
minus
we're not gonna
30.
be here for a month.
Yeah. So you know how I can't sleep at night?
No.
Okay,
Wait,
cool.
wait, can I tell my story?
Yeah, when?
Of when Mom, because Dad, he wouldn't hit me or smack me.
What?
Sorry, no, we talked about the belt thing, but Mom.
So
she-
wait, we should make it clear. Dad did not hit us with a belt. He would
no,
threaten
he would-
us.
Yeah, like he chased
To
us.
scare us.
I remember the last time he did it, I was 10, and I was I don't know what I was doing, but I was listening, and he grabbed the belt, and I was running around the bed, and he was chasing me.
But he never hit us with the belt. Let's make that clear. Okay, go. It was a
But
threat.
Mom, she used to watch Super Nanny, and then she'd you know how they'd time out the kids.
She always
Mom-
cried what she saw on the Idiot Box.
Yeah, so she held if I was like 4, she'd give me 4 minutes of timeout, but she would tell everyone. I think she'd tell you guys to like go downstairs or leave me alone, and she'd turn off the lights and put me on the stairs.
In the dark. I
in the
remember
dark,
that now.
And I would imagine monsters coming at me, and I would scream and cry for help, and no one helped me. as I cried because I was scared, and it was really humbling as a child. But then when mom started doing it when I was like 11, and I was like, this is really stupid, because then everyone would just stay in the room, and I just have to sit on my knees and put my hands up, and I like
On your knees and put your hands
yeah, I
up.
just like what's it called? This one?
Seiza?
Yeah,
Oh,
but then
I don't know what that
and then
is
my
in
legs would
English.
just go numb. I'm like, this isn't really. I'm not learning anything, but okay, this is better than getting threatened with a belt. Good now though. I listen.
The trauma is still with you.
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
can tell.
because I used to imagine stuff a lot when I was a child.
That's good. That's what children are supposed to do.
Yeah, but it wasn't fun when you're on the stairs in the dark.
I remember
Alone.
that. I remember looking, like peeking.
Yeah, I would see you guys and be like, help me, and you'd go away.
Because we weren't supposed to help
Or
you.
when I was in the bath or something and the door was open, you guys would stick your heads through the door and then you'd grab your hair back and pretend that something was getting you, and I'd like scream.
Oh, yeah, that's
Because you guys would always prank me.
Yeah, you were gonna change the subject, Hannah. What?
I forgot what I was gonna say.
No, I remember.
What?
I don't remember.
Oh, how I can't sleep at night.
Oh,
So if
yeah.
Oh,
you're
yeah, okay,
listening and you can't sleep at night, I've got you. So I started putting brown noise on a speaker in the bedroom, and then and then yesterday I went to IKEA and got like curtains to darken the room. I felt more relaxed in the room.
Are you just putting on a speaker, or are you putting on your
It's
headphones?
on the speaker, so Mutsu falls asleep with it too.
Yeah, the brown
fall
noise,
asleep anyway,
white
though.
noise, or brown. Like when I'm really in the zone doing work, I put on like I'm in a like spaceship, and it's just the noise of the
Do you start
spaceship
floating?
engines, and so it's like all the time. And
Yeah,
then-
brown noise.
yeah,
Like brown noise is like airplane noise, basically. That cabin noise words.
yeah, brown noise.
Yeah. I love it. White noise scares me.
What's
Yeah,
that?
I can't do
White noise, like when the TV goes.
Oh, that's creepy.
Yeah, some people love
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
and I
yeah.
don't
Some people like it, but no, I like the deeper brown noises,
Yeah.
like the airplane
White noise is scary.
or the spaceship noise.
You know another thing that's scary?
The
A
ocean.
crying baby.
Well, if you don't have any babies in the house and you hear a crying baby, that's scary.
That's terrifying.
Okay, that's terrifying. No, like just hearing a baby, not a toddler, a baby.
Like me? Like when I was
No,
like
I
when you're
disagree.
9 and I was like
Crying,
0?
it depends why they're crying, and you can tell.
Okay, I know why babies are crying. Usually it's because they're hungry or they're uncomfortable, it's too hot, it's too
Take a
cold,
dump.
whatever it is. But when I hear it, it sends chills down my spine, and not
I don't
not in
know
a
why,
good
but
way. And
I don't think there's a good way.
yeah,
no. When I hear babies, it's absolutely like if I hear children playing or babies crying, as long as long as you're not in pain. No, it's one of my favorite sounds.
It's kind of creepy. I feel like.
No.
yeah, I love
The
it when
children
babies
playing,
cry.
the children. No. The children playing like at the daycares and stuff across the street. The children playing, those are little children having fun. They're laughing and playing for a reason. If I hear a baby crying, that's a new life. That's a few. So I enjoy that. I don't unless they're in pain, then I'm sad. But if they're just simply crying because they're hungry or they need some food or whatever,
That
I find that I don't find that scary at all. I find it quite awesome.
Yeah, so kids playing, I don't like that doesn't bother me. I know some people get bothered by that noise, but it's just when very young, under 1-year-old babies cry. The way the crying sounds and the way, I don't know, it just hits that weird part of my brain, and then it feels like you know when you're watching a horror movie and then there's a really creepy scene and the whole atmosphere changes and you're like, "Ooh, somebody's watching me," kind of.
No.
Oh yeah.
So has anybody experienced that where you're like, "Ooh, it's like it feels like someone's watching me."
Well, when I was
not for a
younger and I was
baby.
watching a horror movie, I would just be like creeped out. But now I'm like, this is funny because they're so stupid.
Yeah, when we went to go watch Smile, my friends and I were all scared and dead. Was like, this is stupid.
Yeah, but it's not the stupid part. It's the part where the atmosphere changes
So
and
wait,
you're like,
you're
"Ooh."
telling me that a baby
wait.
crying has the same effect on you as a horror movie? You need to go see
have mental
counseling.
issues.
It's
Probably.
actually like it's actually
You should
such a
improve your
terrifying
insurance
sound
for
me.
mental counselors because you need to see one.
Yeah, I
Don't
should.
have kids soon, maybe.
But it's not scary like, oh, I hope they're okay. It's scary as in, ooh, there's
You mean like gross?
not gross,
Chilling?
like ghosts.
No, that's weird. You need
Because it's
you need mental
yeah,
help.
I don't know.
That shouldn't be a thing.
If you guys have a child, you'll have to be like gone for a year and you'll come back.
I can't take care of my own child.
Yeah, for a year.
Wrap it in a Christmas box, put it under the Christmas tree. I'll open it and take care of it.
What's the story where the baby was like sent down a river? Was in the
Moses?
Bible? Yeah,
Moses?
yeah. Do that.
Down the
Do
down
that?
the
Yeah,
river in here in town?
Yeah, Bow River.
Yeah, that's probably a bad idea.
Yeah.
But that anyway, that's not normal, Hannah. You should probably see a doctor about that. Like I'm serious. You should see a counselor. It's
Oh,
not
should I?
normal.
I
Yeah.
just
Yeah, I don't
I
get
just
scared when a baby
let
cries.
the whole world know about that, but
Oh,
yeah,
that's
I don't
fine.
know. It just gives me like
Hmm.
Get some
shivers
help.
down my spine, and when you're about to face your phobia kind of thing where you're like, ugh, you know.
Yeah.
You know what's creepy?
What?
The ocean.
The ocean is
Hey,
scary.
so have you heard of that conspiracy theory where there are aliens in the ocean?
Yeah, I did.
And okay, tell me
Maybe
more,
so.
because I don't 100%
Oh,
know.
girl, I don't know either. I just heard it.
Okay,
Tell you what, look that up and let's talk about it next week because that's interesting because there's a lot
Well,
of
it's not an alien though. If it's been here, if it's already here.
no, there's a lot of conspiracy theories and let's each find our own and talk about it.
What's the definition of alien?
not from Earth.
Yeah, if it's been on Earth and it's not an alien, it's just a creature that we don't know about.
okay, well, okay,
Right?
yeah, I mean, yeah, I hear you, but I guess
That makes sense.
Well, it's
I guess
alien to us, but
I
not
guess
to Earth.
alien would also imply sentience, right? A sentient being that can, right? So I don't know.
What happened to that U.S. government alien thing? Did we just?
Well,
The
that's
Area 51.
No. Like just they came out with like, oh, we're holding aliens. We have aliens in the White House or something. I don't know.
I don't know what
Yeah, I don't
TV
know what
show
you're
you've
talking
been watching,
about.
but
What? Didn't that happen? Didn't the U.S. government come out and say that they had aliens? Did that not happen?
well,
It sounds familiar,
look,
but I don't know.
Right?
here's what
That was like
instead
in
of talking out of our
2023 or
butts, what we
something.
should do, let's go look up some stuff, bring some evidence to the contrary, and the evidence that supports our theories, and then let's talk about them because there's a lot of weird ones out there,
There are. Yeah, there are.
right? But if you say, didn't the government? Well, I don't know. Did the government? Let's go
Well, I don't
find.
know either.
Well, let's go find the evidence.
I just wanted to bring that up and be like, did you hear
There's
that the
evidence.
government said
You
something
could-
about aliens in the water or aliens
Yeah,
or
there may be. The ocean's deep.
like or actually there's a video of the US Congress talking about somebody was interviewing one of the congressmen about technology and her saying this technology has advanced so much. Is it the government making it or is it a private company making it? What is it? And he said, and he didn't answer her question. And then so she said, again, she made the question clear again. She said, who's making these? And he said, well, I don't know if they're human.
What?
I don't know if they're human or blah, blah, blah. So some people are now thinking, is he talking about aliens? Or
Well,
some
what is
people are
non-human?
thinking non-human as in these people that are making are just so intelligent that
Well, yeah, look,
non-human or
the
something.
technology advancements we've made in the last 50 years or 40 years, 50 years, is insane since the 50s. So 70 years. It's crazy. Where did we even get the knowledge to kind of figure that stuff out? I don't know, but they're smarter. I mean, it's not impossible. Did it come from aliens? Let's do some research. But there's a lot of smart people out there, and once you begin to understand the math and the quantum physics and other things, and the theories, and you can understand all that. I mean, those people are the people that are inventing things that we have. Doesn't mean we got it from aliens. It means there's people that have figured out the math of how the universe works and have figured out what to do with it.
Like Tesla?
Just because we don't understand.
Like Nikola Tesla?
Yeah, like Tesla. Yeah.
I sure we have the same
Just-
birthday.
Yeah,
Really?
just because he understood it and made some of it work doesn't, and we don't understand it doesn't mean he was talking to aliens, although he kind of thought he was. So it's just have to, but let's bring it up.
Sure.
Let's
Let's
check it
do
out.
some
We should
research.
talk about Ix.
Ix?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what's Dad's Ix?
Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what Ix are?
Yes,
What?
Kayla, let's
I don't have any I don't have any icks other than worms.
Okay, no, I mean like in people.
Oh no, people don't bother me so much
You mean
unless
like
they're
when people
unless they're standing in the Walmart line and they stick their hand down their butt, smell their crack after smell their hand after they stuck it in their crack.
I've actually seen that while I was driving. I
Yeah, I mean,
saw a
Oh, that was
lady.
me.
Uh, that is
the other thing I don't like is when really gross people are like at the McDonald's or whatever restaurant, right? Fast food typically, because that's what they can afford, and they're really gross and dirty and they stink. Um,
So homeless people?
well, I don't know if they're homeless or not, but that's gross. It's gross. I don't like that
Wait,
either.
you saw a woman stick her hand down her butt and sniff it?
yeah.
Oh, I was at the
Yeah.
shawarma place. What did the girl give me?
Falafel.
She said, "Do you want some free falafel?" So she gave Kayla some falafel, and then she gave me one. But as she was handing me the falafel, she must have younger brothers or sisters because she blew on it to make it
No,
cooler.
you're telling it wrong.
Oh, tell us.
She gave first she blew on the falafel and she gave it to you and you didn't want it because she blew on it. You're like, Kayla, do you want it? You tried to give it to me and I was
But
like,
then when she
no, you
gave,
can take it.
and then yeah, so
But then when she gave it to me second, she also blew on it.
yeah.
She did?
Yeah, and I was like, okay, thanks so much, and I ate it.
Oh, what are you gonna do?
It was good. It was free. She saw me eyeing it when she gave it to the other ladies, so she gave it to me.
Yeah, and she blew on the falafel. Oh, whatever. She looked clean.
She had really nice eyes.
She did.
They're nice
She
and
was
blue.
from
And she was like Middle Eastern or something.
Middle Eastern. Yeah, she was. I'm sure she was fine. She had little brothers or sisters, so she's probably used to blowing on the food before she gave it to us. That's what she did with our
Yeah, because she's
food.
like, careful, it's hot. I'm like, "Oh,
She did.
thank you so much.
Yeah, that was
For the
weird.
COVID.
Mm,
That's so funny.
It was funny. It was good falafel,
mm.
Yeah.
but yeah,
That's
cool.
silly.
What?
You know how I found out Santa was fake?
Oh,
You guys put Elia in charge of like the elf. Like you know how everyone
the
was
elf on
supposed
the
to move
shelf.
it?
I remember.
I was showering and I went downstairs to go get like I think it was just wafers and like Skittles. No, M&Ms because I didn't make cookies or whatever.
And you used to be so excited when the elf on the shelf moved.
Yeah, cause it was fun, and
You're
you guys,
so
you guys
excited.
got lazy and you stopped. I'd be like, it didn't move today, no, and it'd be like that for 2 weeks. I'm like, okay, yay, okay. And then, but I guess, in here when you came back, you made Elia in charge of that, and I took a shower and went downstairs to get everything ready, and I saw it holding a knife. Elf was holding a knife, and I was like,
She put a knife in
yeah, I'm like, this is fake. This shouldn't be. And I called mom down. I started crying because like my innocence was gone.
the elf was holding a
The elf
knife.
was holding a knife. And I saw Alia show me the video where she got the inspiration from. Like, okay, that's funny, but you ruined everything. So that was fun. But I think I started knowing since I was 10 or like, no, like 9. But I told you guys I knew when I was 12. I was really milking it.
I don't know how long that was, but that was fun.
Thanks for joining.
Kayla, if you're gonna join us again,
If I'm not busy.
I would love you to join us and maybe have if you have more opinions about something, you can bring it up.
Yeah.
Now that you have an idea of what this back and forth is like, maybe you might be a bit more comfortable in the next one to talk.
Yeah,
Anyway,
we need your liveliness and funniness. Bring it in.
Yeah.
and we
it's
need
the only thing I can bring.
we need like the pure Gen Z.
Do you guys
Yes.
know Chill Guy?
No, bring it up next time.
What's chill guy?
I'm just a chill guy. And he puts his hands. Yeah, I'll show you later.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you in the next one.
sayonara.
Bye.